On June 21st, two of America's car guys, Bob Lutz and Jay Leno, got together to test drive VIA Motors' electrified pickup truck. Jay and Bob both signed the hood of the world's first extended-range electric pickup truck by VIA Motors. The car was then donated to charity by VIA Motors to be auctioned off on behalf of Clean Air and veterans returning from Iraq. Later, Jay invited Bob and the VIA Motors team to tour his personal collection of cars and to tape a segment for his show, Leno's Garage. Jay noted that the only car in his collection which does not require constant maintenance is his 100-year-old electric car. VIA Motors President Alan Perrotin also spoke with Jay about VIA's revolutionary powertrain, which allows full-size trucks and SUVs to drive like a Volt.
So Alan, tell us about the powertrain on this vehicle.
Well, one of the objectives we had, Jay, on this was not to have a vehicle that we had to design from the ground up. General Motors supplies us with the basic vehicle, and we then convert it into an extended range electric vehicle. With the removal of the transmission, take out the gas tank, take out the drive shaft, take out some of the components that allows us then to incorporate the electric powertrain components. Specifically, we end up putting in a lithium-ion battery. It's about 600 pound, 25 kilowatts of power. We put in a single-speed step-down gearbox, locally manufactured here in the US. We also put in a generator set where the gasoline engine's primary function is strictly to drive the generator to give us a continuous state of charge, traction motor, and then all of the power electronics, including like DC to DC converters and chargers, etc.
But you use the existing GM engine, so you don't have any government DOT or smog or any problem like that, correct?
Well, we end up having still to go through certification requirements.
What I mean is, this engine's already been certified.
It's already been certified.
What I'm saying, so you don't change the motor itself.
We don't change the motor. We use the existing ECM on it. That gives us a runway that allows us to do the introduction and the design development work in a much shorter time frame.
And all the government mandated safety features, door guards, airbags, that remains.
That remains, including the chassis. You put the lithium-ion battery in between the rails, so you get to the crash protection that you need there.
So a person who knows nothing about vehicles would take from this, you take a truck and you essentially quadruple the mileage and then you give it back.
Effectively, yes. I mean, that's what you end up doing. And so
I mean, that's the objective behind it. I mean, there's a lot of technology here, but that's basically what it is. You take a vehicle that's getting 12 to 15 miles per gallon, and now gets close to 100 miles per gallon.
Gets 100 plus miles per gallon, and depending upon the drive cycle, much more than that, as we've been demonstrating on our co-development vehicles.
And the nice thing is, this isn't pie-in-the-sky technology. It's technology that's been around for a while. The Chevy Volt has proven itself. It's basically a bigger version of a Chevy Volt powertrain. Would that be fair to say?
I think that's very fair to say, because the underpinnings of the drivetrain technology were very specifically similar to, and in fact our chief engineer was the chief engineer for the Volt prototype.
Because sometimes people get scared with new technology. I'm going to stick with what I have. But this is not new. This is proven technology. And you actually have a lot less maintenance with this than you would with a standard gasoline or diesel truck, correct?
Exactly, because you're only effectively driving that internal combustion engine. It's only on about 20 to 25% of the time. And the other components that are in there, the brakes, for example, you're on regen a lot of the time, so you don't get the wear out on those kind of components.
And of course, with the regen, if you're going down a long grade, you take your foot off the gas, you're now putting electricity back in, so you're essentially, well, a 2-mile grade, you'd be adding a gallon of gasoline to your car.
Effectively. In fact, the meters will show you that as you're going down grade on the regen process, or even when you're on a level field and you're coming up to a light, you put your foot on the brake or you just coast in, then it reverses and you get regen into the battery.
Yeah, unlike most electric vehicles where you have a range of 80 miles or something like that, this works as a full-size truck because you can drive it 24 hours a day if you want. Because you can use the gas engine to augment.
Absolutely. As most of a drive cycle for the fleets and even for regular consumers, they will be in the 40, 50 mile range on
Right.
a daily cycle basis. So technically, you're only ever going to drive off electric range.
Right.
But if you want to get on the truck and drive down to San Diego, you don't have the range anxiety because you've
Yeah.
got the combustion engine there to take over.
That's what scares most people about electric. You know, someone says, oh, you only go 50 miles a day. Well, geez, I go sometimes 80 miles a day. I don't want one of those. But you don't have that problem. You just, it's electricity when you need it and gas when you want it.
When you want
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
exactly. In fact, when you want that gas on because you've gone beyond the normal battery range, one of the exciting parts about it is that that 6-cylinder engine there goes immediately to its RPM sweet spot.
Right.
So the efficiency of the engine increases dramatically over what you would normally have in an internal combustion driven vehicle.
How big a gas tank do you have in this?
On this we have a 15-gallon tank.
Oh, okay, so it's a pretty standard
That's
size.
what gives us the
Yeah,
range of 40 miles of battery plus about 350 or so on extended range.
So you could conceivably go 350, 400 miles on a tank of gas.
On a tank of gas,
Right,
correct.
So very cool. So it doesn't get any simpler than that.
Finally, the two ultimate car guys went for a history-making drive together.
Well, that's the future. Pretty exciting. I'm really impressed with this, and like I say, anything Bob's involved with is probably a pretty good deal. You know, if you go to Vegas, whatever he's betting, you know, equal that bet because you'll probably make money on it. True car guy and true petrol head, and he likes cars. He understands how they work, and he understands what people want. One of the great car guys of all time. Bob, thank you so much. I'm really honored you could come here, and thanks for bringing this fantastic vehicle. It's
We kind of figured you'd like it.
yeah, I like this. You know, I like my Lamborghinis. I like high performance cars, but this is what the future is. And if we want to continue to drive the cars we like, this is the stuff we're going to have to be using every day. So once again, Bob Lutz and VIA Motors, thanks a lot, pal.
Hey, thanks a lot.